Welcome you all. I would like to introduce today's session. This is information security. So we are going to have a quick view look of information security as a CPP first domain, and it's having the 14% weightage. 28 questions are going to come. So we are going to cover all important terms, definitions, or what are the topics in all POAs. There's 4 chapters are there. We suggested to read first, second, and third. Page numbers has been specific page number has been mentioned to you, but all important topics we are going to cover. So have a look, and again they are the important topics or exam perspective points, and we are going to cover the info security, the huge subject. We are not going to cover each and everything in detail. From exam perspective, our focus is to hit the bullseye, and exam CPP exam is a core target. So I'm just sharing the topics from chapter 1 to 4, and this domain particular information security need not to be set on for longer duration. You need to finish in 7 to 8 days. The specific flashcards are shared. The tests are in your classroom login detail. So let's start. So first thing comes the risk mitigation approach in IAP. So risk is a common topic in all information security, crisis management, and the physical security. So here in risk management, before managing any kind of risk, and specifically in IAP, we should have some specific steps, and the definition is simply says systematic process to identify, assess, and mitigate risk. Simply identify, assess, and mitigate risk of an organization's information asset, ensuring CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So steps are very specific mentioned. Identify the information assets. First we should know, हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे assets क्या हैं. We should know what are the assets need to be protected. Then second is evaluate these assets, and valuation will be done on financial aspects. So on assign priority as per the assets value, and third is assess their threat. We need to assess their threats, identify potential adversaries, risk, or vulnerabilities of particular asset, and fourth is evaluate their likelihood and impact. Then we'll move further for strategies or countermeasures, and we'll go for the monitor and update continuities. But these 4 steps are mandatory or initially important, very important from risk management approaches in IAP. A strong risk management approach in IAP help organizations anticipate threats, prioritize their security measures, and align protection strategies with business goals. By assigning risk proactively, companies can prevent loss, ensure compliances, and maintain competitive advantage also. So risk management approach, we need to identify the assets. First task is we must know what are the assets need to be protected. Then we go for the valuation, and then we go for the assess these threats and likelihood and impact. This will be the sequence. And the category of threat categories, there's in information security same. The first is intentional threat, second natural threat, or inadvertent threat. So these three categories of risk are there, and one question in front of your screen. So intentional threats are deliberative attacks by adversaries by the persons or the industries or the organizations. Espionage, cyber attack, insider threats, or economic or intelligence gathering, bribery, social engineering, whatever it is. So all intentional threats comes under this category. Second is those beyond our control, and the natural threats, well aware you all: earthquake, flood, fire, hurricanes, power supplies, and all. Third is very important from exam perspective or information security domain, that is inadvertent threat. They are unintentional human error or oversight, accidental data that it may be due to accidental data leak, poor security procedures, weak or loss of misplaced sensitive documents, or anything that comes. Those are overlooked. They are overlooked. So inadvertent threats are mostly overlooked and goes for a huge losses in organizations. So that need to be taken care. Intentional threat and natural threats are commonly we we can identify and understand in a better way. So understanding threat categories help organizations to develop targeted security measures to mitigate risk, while intentional threat required active defense strategies. Natural and inadvertent threat emphasize on preparedness and employee awareness and training programs. So threat categories, one of important topic, and afterward risk assessment and due diligence. Initially risk management we gone through, and now we are going for risk assessment part. Risk assessment and due diligence, they are both are very important point. And so assessments, the same structure or format we are going to be follow, that is identify the assets, evaluate their risk, determine impact and likelihood. So this will be the same sequence in the risk assessment mode. And during assessments, process of identifying, analyzing and prioritizing risk. And to information assets, due diligence is involve continuous monitoring and proactive security measures to particular minimize these threats. So sequence will be remain same. We first initially we must know what are our threat, what are our assets, then उन assets को क्या क्या threat है, risk है, और उनका impact कितना रहेगा. Impact हम financially calculate करेंगे, and then what's the likelihood और probability कितनी रहेगी. Now these then afterwards, after activities comes the implementing of the security control or countermeasures and monitoring and review and going for the further updates. Why intelligence is due diligence is required. Importance of due diligence: ensure compliance with legal and industry standards, detect vulnerabilities before exploitations, also enhance decision making for risk management, investment and organizations' resilience against cyber and physical threats. So this due diligence is a continuous or important part, and we are going to be read in detail in investigation chapter or investigation domain. Right now we'll move for attaining buy-in. The next topic, particularly very important from exam perspective as well as management perspective. If we understand what are the risks are there in information security, we identify the assets, and now we created the framework. We also gone with the countermeasures, but now management we can convince the management, we can make them understand. This is very important. And attaining buy-in for information asset protection, gaining executive, managerial or employee support for information security initiative by demonstrated their business value or risk mitigation benefits are very important. So why this is essentials? For the monetary parts, budget वहीं से मिलेगा. So we'll go for the funding and resources from top managements. So that's why this buy-in is very important. Align security and business goals and strategy. अपनी डपली अपनी राग ना हो. We all are in the same path. Same strategy should be there. So business goals and strategies would be appropriately merged with our goal, and encouraging organizations wide compliances of security policies and data breaches to reduce the further risk. And then after how we are going to be take their attention and support. If we speak there in business terms, highlight financial and reputational risk of security failure. Management basically understand the finance language or ROI language or cost benefit analysis. So accordingly speak there in business terms, showcase real world incident. This is the best method to make them understand with relevant industries or real time scenarios, whatever the incidents happens and the losses facing any organizations. If you can make able to understand the management the same theory, that's good enough. Then we will they'll be with us and they'll provide you what you want. And everything is depends. Present a clear ROI, return of investment, what we are proposing. It should be not in against their ROI, rate of investment should be there. So approaches, there are 5 approaches that is usually used in risk mitigation plan. So basic protection practices or strategies. So identify, classifying critical assets. Then we are protecting with the access controls and authentication. So basic protection practices we are using. And second is physical security measures, layered protections. Give more edge and restrict access to sensitive areas. So alongside the physical security measures, third, the personal security before hiring anyone, conducting background checks, enforcing strict hiring policies, and train employees to understand and follow rules in detail. And privacy and data protection, so encryptions or a few more things we are going to be discussing in upcoming slides. So enforce data retention and disposal policies, follow them religiously. And the 5th, business and operational strategies, security. So implement risk-based policies and ensure compliances, secure supply chain, vendor and third-party arrangements, conduct regular audits, vulnerability and assessment. So a proactive risk mitigation strategy integrates basically 3 things: the physical, technical and personal security to protect against evolving threats, but alongside the basic protection practices what we are practicing, the physical security measures are there, they add value, and the personal security, and with help of technical privacy and data protection and business operation security are help us to approaches to risk mitigations. Now in risk mitigation approaches, few important terms. The first is legal protections for information asset protection. Legal protections. So legal protection safeguards, there's it vary from country to country or organizations to organization, but they are very important from information security perspective. So technical protective measures are security control designed to safeguard information assets from cyber threat, unauthorized access and data breaches. Sorry, we jumped on technical measures. Before that, we have to look the legal protection measures, and approx 2 to 3 questions are in this slide. 2 to 3 questions are there. Things are very simple. The copyright, trademark, patent, trade secret, NDAs. So they are very simple, and but we have to be understand their each and everything in detail, in nitty-gritty. If we can make the copyright definitions, trademarks, patents and trade secrets, if we can make out simple understanding as a layman's understanding, and we can understand through some example perspective, that's nothing like it, and that's giving to edge, because exam questions are going to be asked from example perspective. Here, so copyrights, book, software, media, design, like we are using the POA in the protection of assets. These books are there, so they are copyright based. In bottom of pages, if you can read or go through, then you can find these things. So music, so they are part of copyright. Trademarks are basically your company logo and name. They comes and protect brand identity. So logo, slogan, so they are trademarks simply, and no one can make them copy. Third is the patent. So number of years doesn't matter, it's 20 years or 17 years. It's grant exclusive rights to invention and innovations, and for after a certain time, after use of certain time, we can use somewhere else. And trade secret, very important. There is in POA there is a lot of confusion is there probably, and few things key what to be it should be protected well, who should know, who should not be. This is basically to protect your business and give as trade secrets can be any formula, process, clients list, anything can be trade secret. Appropriate prevention measures should be there, and the person who should know, who are dealing with them directly should know well. So the basic understanding of these topics should be there, and definitely direct or indirect up to 2 to 3 questions are going to be come. After legal protections, technical protective measures are going to be helpful, and we should know the technical protective measures are security methods designed to safeguard information, assets and cyber threats, unauthorized access and data breaches. So they firewall, encryptions, MFA, multi-factor authentication or dual factor authentication, intrusion detection system, data loss prevention, or secure network architectures. So what are technical aspects are there, how they are going to be help us to protect our data? They will become in these categories. So implementing technical security measures ensure CIA, confidentiality, integrity and availability of critical information assets, reducing cyber risk and unauthorized data access. In these technical protective measures, in later stage, few threats are also part of it, so we'll discuss. And if in case any data is lost after implementing, after properly providing appropriate support for risk mitigations, risk assessments, and protecting the physical measures, the technical measures and legal measures, if data lost, then what action should be there? These are 4 steps need to be followed. So if any data is lost, the first we should go for the investigation, response and recovery after any information. The first is investigation. We'll go in detail. We investigate. We look towards the suspect, compromise, where the compromise has been happened, and and after then we are going for a assessment of damage assessment. नुकसान कितना हो चुका है हमारा. So we'll go for the damage assessment, determine what information was compromised and उसके impact क्या क्या होने वाले हैं. So these damage assessment is part 2. Third, we are going to be try to recovery, कितना recover कर सकते हैं. And fourth is follow up, continuous follow up to recover more and more, ताकि हमारा stop loss लगे और informations जितना recover की जा सकती हैं या जो next steps रहेंगे, so we can make out easily preventive or. So these 4 steps are there. We'll initially go for the investigation, then go for the damage assessment, recovery and follow up. In many of the set, this question is also directly going to be asked, and they'll going to be change the one of sequence. Either they'll change the sequence or they'll change particular one. Recovery can be changed or replaced with the another word. That's why this is the particular questions need to be mug up. Now the next chapter number 2, very short and sweet chapter it is. Before that, the key element of effective protection strategy. After loss, we'll go for the key element of effective protection strategy. Security policy, the information security policy, and it should be very clear. 2 type of policies are going to be discussed in the entire CPP. One is the direct policy and information security, or the IT policy. IT policy should be very, very clear and practical policy should be there, and it should be a balanced mix of procedures from security measures and legal measures. So these policies should not be like that. It's very hard to implement or practical. So our routine works cannot be hampered with these things. Information asset protection program focus on the prevention, response, recovery and integrations will be the focus part. And the chapter 2, increasing importance of information system security. Small chapter it is, but the increasing importance of information security, why it matters, everyone knows. This is a hot topic nowadays, and the entire era is facing these issues. So growing cyber threats and data breaches, regulatory and compliances requirement, protection of intellectual property and sensitive data. Key security challenges are, there are a lot of challenges. Everything is challenged nowadays. So the hacking, malware, phishing attacks, insider threats, human errors, cloud security, remote works, they all comes in that category. And best practices and principles can protect. So these practice and through cyber security as separate subject, it is wide subject, and day-to-day basis we are getting the informations and the guidelines to follow things. So strong authentication and access controls can protect us. Regular software and updates, employee awareness and training programs, very important. The third one, employee awareness and the cyber security training, encryptions and secure backups, incident response and recovery plan. Don't sit idle after anything happens. A strong security strategy is essential for business continuity and trust. Now, for critical success factor in information security, system security, this is not a job of information security officer or IT team alone. This is a mix and responsibility of all, and our target is to remain confidential. Our data integrity should be maintained and availability should be there. And for that, all are responsible. The first, the top management or executive management responsibility, leadership oversee. They should be in confidence, and they own your policy. Second, information security policy, clear documented policies ensure compliances. Third, user awareness and training alongside management's role, and the policies are there. If people are well aware and well trained, then the effectiveness will be increased. Then hardware part, the computer and network security. So secure infrastructure and best ISS practices help us to achieve targets. Third party security awareness and physical personal securities and periodic risk assessments, they also going to add value and help to move on safer pace. Now, implication of physical security in converged world. Once physical alongside physical security, as and when the information security or information era or the technology or automation, whatever it is, if they mix or converge with each other, then there's a lot of opportunities are there, as well as a lot of threats are also there. So these threats are now few threats may be the common threat, but others are because it's very hard to find where the cyber boundaries or the limitations are ends and where physical starts. So there's very blurred boundaries are there. So integration of IT and physical security system and increase the risk from interconnected system. Yes. So risk is on the higher side. Cyber threats impacting physical security. Absolutely. And insider threats, social engineering, regulatory and compliance challenges, need of unified security strategies. So a converged world demand a holistic approach to security, bridging cyber and physical defense. So no doubt we have a lot of benefits alongside a lot of hard sides also for this cyber security and physical security converged world. And regarding this huge topic, we are just covering in one slide. And cyber security is a challenge. This is not a challenge for the individual or a nation. It's a worldwide challenge nowadays, and each and everything is interrelated, correlated with each other. So it's a rapidly evolving threat landscape. The same pattern, old pattern, or old modus operandi will not work here. They keep changing, they keep updating. Before opportunities arise or reach till the people, the cyber criminals make them updated, and they just penetrated to the innocent people. Economic and national security risks are a lot of impacts are there. So all financial frauds, everything start from financial aspects, and identity theft, intellectual property theft, or each and everything is interrelated. That's why they will be on targets. Challenges in law enforcement and legislation. cross-border jurisdiction issues, cybercrime investigations, need of stronger cybersecurity laws and enforcement. And apart from these, if they all things are in place, but the network or satellites, they have limited boundaries. They'll probably, if they wants to be follow the rules and regulations, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, they have the power to be penetrate the beyond the boundaries. And public and private sector collaborations are there, so a lot of data is data and other aspects will be mingled up, and these framework and responses, how to respond, it's a big task, and building a cyber resilient nation. So investing in cybersecurity education and workforce development, encouraging people awareness and best practice in cyber hygiene. So this is not an IT issue or neither an security information security experts issue. It's a national, or I say international security priority, and only solution is the bachav hi upay. If you are aware well, if you know the basics, then probably you will be prevented. So basics need to be followed. If you feel you are superheroes, you know each and everything, then be assured we are going to be target. And as much as awareness is there, continuous and awareness in practice, that help us to protect. Information system countermeasures. Information system countermeasures are social security controls implemented to protect data, network and system from unauthorized access, cyber threats and breaches. These measures falls into three broad categories: administrative control, technical control and physical control. Little bit confusion may be there, so that's why we have to be administrative control, our technical control and physical control. All administrative parts, policy and management related things, so policy, standard procedures, personal screening, background checks and security evidence training, they comes, such kind of countermeasures comes in the administrative control part. In this particular slide, one oblique example based countermeasures may be asked. What are the part, or direct questions is also going to be asked. So administrative can be changed with a physical, or physical can be changed with some other things. So they are the standard answer we have to mug up. इनको याद करना पड़ेगा, एक आध चीज़ है, simple things. Technical controls are very easy. These IT or cyber records, the firewalls, into IDS systems, encryptions, multi-factor authentications, audit logs, antivirus. Or physical controls, same door locks, security guards, or what are we are providing for physical security protections. So they comes administrative control, technical control and physical control. Now after these controls, AAA tier, very important, very important topic, and our entire fundamental framework in cybersecurity that ensures secure access control. It consists of three things, that is authentication, authorization and auditing. So AAA tier is with the authentication, authorization and auditing is the part of it. And in authentication, the passwords, second factors, name titles. So many times this is also going to be asked, the authentications, difference in authentication and authorizations. Authorization and authentication में पहले क्या आता है? First will come the always authentications, ki is the authenticated employee or the person you are or not. So if someone having their ID cards, ID passwords, if what they have, it comes the authentication and authorization depend upon who are you, who a person you. So if you are a HR guy, then HR rights you have. If you are a security man, then security related rights you have. If you are a logistic man, so it's authentication depends upon your position, your who you are. If you are a plant manager, plant head or super boss there, then admin rights or all access are with you. So example based, sometime it asked or otherwise directly asked. So need not to be confused. The authentication and authorizations are part of physical security as well. So this AAA CIA triad, after AAA triad, the confidentiality, integrity and availability, entire information security works around the CIA. Our core target is to just protect the confidentiality of the data, integrity of data, and availability of data and resources. So confidentiality will be maintained through triple tied encryption or system protections. Integrity will be maintained through encryptions, triple tied or CRC, cyclic redundancy check. This is a simple check. So some data will be penetrated or sent from a particular locations, and to another end it's going to be checked what we are sending absolutely or accurately they are receiving or not. If any kind of filtrations or adulterations or any kind of inaccuracies are there, then that will be checked. And availability will be done by the backups, reliability or redundancy. So triple A tied is very important, and so many things are going to be asked, or our entire information security will be move alongside the CIA. So our confidentiality, integrity and availability should be maintained with our countermeasures. That's countermeasures will be proposed accordingly. And for this confidentiality, if AAA tied is there, encryptions are there, system protections are there, then confidentiality will be maintained. Integrity again same CRC checks alongside this encryptions and AAA tied, and availability आपके बैकअप्स होने चाहिए, रिलायबिलिटी एंड रिडंडेंसी, एक से ज़्यादा सोर्स आपके पास में होना चाहिए. Then to maintain this CIA, we put all countermeasures, and how in upcoming chapter 4 we are going to be discuss few important risk or threats are there, and how they are going to be harm this CIA or their loss. Important one more act. Nowadays it's not going to be asked, but one or two sets still they are going to be asked. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act in 2002. This act was enacted in enhance the corporate accountability and prevent financial fraud in the public traded companies. So the US government just introduced this particular act in 2002, and there are a lot of scandals in 90s. So there's two section are very important. One is the 302. This is not a IPC act. This is Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002, section 302. This is for corporate responsibility. They have to be responsible, and they review and disclose some internal control, and the CFO and CEOs keeping the records and reports. And 404 internal control requirement. So the companies must assess, report on initial control effectiveness and security and accuracy of financial data. So this act, only a name is good enough, and these two sections are primarily important. And alongside these, data integrity and security are also part. So this is just basically to gain the public faith in system again. So enforce strong IT governance, increase accountability of data protection strategy, and increase cybersecurity best practices. Alongside this, another thing, that is red flag rules. So these rules are also issued by the Federal Trade Commission in 2007-8, and this is basically focus on the identity theft. So all financial institutions or the creditors, their bank, credit unions or mortgage lenders, or Bajaj Finance, whatever you can say, so they are applied. So the key requirements: identity, red flag signs of suspicious account activities, fake or altered identifications, or a particular use or basically the use of customer information. So and develop a written identity theft prevention program, and monitor and update the program. So these continuous regular check. Basically red flag rules, whenever it's going to be asked, then the identity theft is a core thing. Rest nowadays, if you are sitting in exam or attending exam from Europe or Canada or US side, then few acts are more important but the Asian or the Gulf people, if you are attending exam, CPP exam from here. So then one or two odd questions are going to be asked. So no issue on that part. ISMS मैनेजमेंट का कॉमन बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट theory formula. So plan, do, check, act. How it in information security it help us. So plan, do, check, act cycle for information security management system help us to plan. So in plan we are going to establish. In plan we are going to initially will focus on the establish part. So this is the catchword here. Establish and implement are the catchwords here. And do, we are going to implement these policy and procedures, and check will, if we found anything more important, then we are going to be review part and action. If all find fit, then we'll make them continue. So in plan we define these policy objective process, identify the risk and security requirement, align with the business goals, and develop the security controls. So after establishment we are implementing or we are deploying these things there. Train employees to ensure proper access and control. So first step is the plan, then we'll go for the do, then check. We measure performance against these objectives, conduct internal audits and risk assessment, identify the gaps, we identify gaps and area of improvements there, and in act we maintain and improve the ISMS. So the PDCA, this is again important. Many times the only few catchwords are going to be asked, so we need to be take care. And now we just come to the last chapter, that is security challenges of the convergence. Page number has been specifically mentioned, so only these pages are going to be read. In network security risk, in network risk in the physical security, when I mentioned we need to be maintain the CIA. We need to maintain the CIA, and for that, when physical security system such as surveillance camera, access control system, and the alarms are connected to network, they introduce new cyber security vulnerabilities. और vulnerabilities क्या रहेंगी ये देखिए. First is the denial of services. If cyber security और attackers are there, तो वो हमको हमारी जो सर्विसेज हैं, जो हमारी सर्विसेज हैं, उनसे हम हमारा एक्सेस बंद कर सकते हैं. We do not have access, so attackers can disable security systems such as surveillance camera, alarm system, or whatever system we have. First. Second is insertion of inaccurate data. Malicious actors may inject false data, the previous recordings, or inaccurate data insertion will a big risk. Third is data theft. Sensitive security information, it may be employee record, access record, camera footage, can be stolen or can be used or misused somewhere else. Data modification, attackers can alter access control setting and tamper with the surveillance footage. They may be it may be hamper or past results as well, or current also. And data destruction, cyber criminals can delete or corrupt security system log, making it difficult to take unauthorized access or incidents. So in network security, alongside as and when until जब तक हम अलग अलग थे, until we are separate, in physical security it's hard to penetrate all of our system in one together. But if with the conversed with the information security or information or automation, in that scenario, a risk horizon is widened. Risks are increased on plenty of time, and they are the core risk. हमें हमारे जो एक्सेस हैं, हमारी सर्विसेज हैं, उनसे हाथ धोना पड़ सकता है. उनका डिनाइल, हमारे पास में एक्सेस नहीं रहेगा. इनएक्यूरेट डेटा उसमें आ सकता है. डेटा हमारा पूरा चोरी हो सकता है, कॉपी हो सकता है, रिप्लेस हो सकता है, मॉडिफिकेशंस हो सकता है. जो लोग नहीं हैं उनकी एंट्रीज डाली जा सकती हैं, जो फुटेज आ सकती हैं. एंड डेटा डिस्ट्रैक्शंस मोस्टली इट हैपन्स. सो दे आर द 5 रिस्क. They are very important, and entire chapter talks about these network risk in physical security. How, as I initially mentioned, how these risks are correlated with CIA. If there is a denial of services are there, then availability of data is not there. So availability is compromised. If insertion of the inaccurate data, then our integrity is also compromised. If data theft is there, then there is no confidentiality. There is no confidentiality. And data modification. If data modification is there, then again integrity is also on stake. And data destruction हमारे पास में कुछ होगा ही नहीं, तो availability is also on stake. So these CIA, our core target is to availability, integrity, confidentiality to be maintained. And if with these risk, denial or inaccurate data theft, modification or destruction के साथ में हमको इनका नुकसान होगा, and we are helpless in such scenario. So we need to be focused to come out of these threat. Now this CIA will be our priority to protect and to move in this particular. In information security, the communication attacks, they are very, their list is too long in the POA itself, but we'll focus in social engineering most, or second is the direct hacking. So social engineering, how it works, you all know, they manipulate people into revealing sensitive data. Nowadays we are getting the calls, through calls or the video calls or some other calls, some other methods are there, and day-to-day life people are falling in their trap continuously. And no size, no breed, no education, nothing matters, only awareness. And if you forget or if you are not following the basics, then we are in the trap. So they pretended from a IT man or the policeman or the judge or the custom or whatever it is, that they always in every 2 months they finding the new ways. So they are try to get our ID, password, or whatever the data they feel. Direct hacking, this is unauthorized system access. So they'll be done by the attackers, exploit vulnerabilities of the software or the system, and they gain the access. Hackers maybe use the brute force attack. Brute force attacks, they are trying each and every combination of your password, all ABC @123, or your date of birth, or your car number, vehicle number, your dog's name, whatever it is. So through they penetrate, or they also know ki nowadays we have a lot of login IDs as well as a lot of passwords. So password combinations can easily be identified. If you know 1 or 2 passwords for someone, then we can guess others as well. Malware, very important, very important. So this malicious software, the types may be the virus, worms or trojans. They install secretly to steal data, disrupt service, or create a backdoor. So phishing emails or malwares are going to become in routine life. Any new activity, any new celebration, any new discount, or any new opportunities in market, before actual thing will going to become to in your mailbox or in your WhatsApp or in your message box, the phisher or malware people, malware team, they are going to be sending you the false link, false messages, false blue link पे टच कीजिए, मैं आपको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ, और whatever the any trending opportunities are there, then alongside before the original comes, these will going to be hit. So they are keep updating themselves. And web attacks are again lot of options are there, but we are not going to be in detail. Web attacks, malware is important, so go in detail, a little bit detail with your relevant data also. These are going to be asked sometimes, the combinations. So one favorite questions usually I ask in the practice quizzes. So we should know catchwords of the social engineering and malware. So if we can correlate these things, then we can make out easily. Communications and operation management in security. Communication and operation management is a crucial aspect of information security, ensuring that IT system runs securely and efficiently. ISO 27002 outline best practices to handling operations securely. So ISO 27002 आपको बिल्कुल एक बार देख लेना चाहिए, जस्ट सरसरी नज़र से. आपके PO में भी मेंशन है, यू जस्ट गो थ्रू. एग्जाम में कुछ नहीं आएगा, बट दैट विल बी हेल्प अस अलॉट. So basic do's and don'ts, or I usually mention कि these basics are very helpful. So system startup, shutdown procedures, change management, how to do the documentation part, segregation of duties, the validating of the conflicts, third party services, vendor partners, then NDAs and all parts, system capacity and management, monitoring system performance, and alongside security against malicious code, backups, disaster recovery, network security control, security media handling. So in ISO 27002, all aspects are covered. And the last one, the clock synchronization, is very important. Clock synchronization, ensuring all system maintain accurate time span of incident tracking and log analysis. It helps us to save our time investigation. In investigation, we are using nowadays different software, different portals, and different customer sites in one go. So time clock synchronization, the time should be same in all activities. So while we are finding data in a turnstile machine or biometric, or from CCTV footage, from Euronet or Europlex, whatever it is, so it should be appropriately in one location or one time, so easy to understand, easy to find, and easy to move. The importance of security convergence. Yes, the organizations merge physical and information security system. The risk landscape is expand. It's expand or already expanded. The integration requires holistic approach, combining both physical and information security strategies. So we are coming toward the end, and as it's mentioned, we gone through with lot of risk landscape, and once the security convergence is there, so this is going to be expand. So first, interdependence of physical information security risk now span both physical assets and digital system. A breach in one domain can affect the other. Network vulnerability exposing surveillance system. So single breach can impact more than other domains as well. Need for a secure data stream, whether point-to-point, network-based, or data transmission must be protected. Encryption, access control, and monitoring are crucial. Bridging physical and logical security paradigm. So bridging physical and logical security paradigm. Physical security professionals must understand ISS risk also. We should not be hard and fast कि नहीं ऐसा ही rule है, यही होता है, यही होना चाहिए. No. Their limitations are also. We have to mold ourselves. And ISS risk, and collaboratively with the IT security teams, joint efforts lead for a stronger multi-layered security strategies. And the role of leadership is very important. The top management must drive policy integration to unify physical and information security, training awareness across team, enhance security culture. Last, security professional must adapt to evaluating threats by combining traditional physical security with modern ISS framework. The collaborative approach ensures comprehensive protection in a digital connected world. Now, information security, this is 14% weightage POA. Lot of topics are there, so most of important topics we covered, and we expect you to just need not to be go in detail. There is a lot of more topics are there, so they are not very important from exam perspective, from CPP exam perspective. So if you want to read or go in detail, so this is not right time to read in detail. In later stage, once you CPP qualified, then if you have time, then you go for it, because we have to cover more domains or other domains as well. So now you cover this chapter 1, 2, then hit test. You have received another mail, that is your classroom login detail. A lot of tests are there. So what test has been mentioned in your study program, you need to be hit these tests appropriately and on time. From your side, CPP should be in your priority, and 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day means it's included your test time, your flashcard time, and reading time. Reading is not our top priority, so because we simplify things in flashcards, sometimes you feel the quizzes are going to become out of flashcards as well, or the POA also. So no issue on that part. Few topics are interrelated, or topics are going to become, or we are covering in the upcoming sessions or upcoming domains. But to achieve CPP, fast pace is required, and information security, a huge topic it is. But in CPP, ACE is kept only 14% weightage, and in 14% weightage, only few important topics are there. Most of we have already covered. And now, if you have any quizzes or answers, question and answer, you feel free connect. Or do ask your queries, and with your queries, I have request to attempt test. Don't hesitate कि we are scoring low, or we are not scoring up to 80%. No, not required. Initially, these tests are part of preparation only. So good luck, and let's start. If you have any queries, feel free connect with us. You have a lot of channels. We are in live. Your WhatsApp groups are there, my personal numbers are there, or your respective mentors are there. So good day, hoping for best, and looking for you in the next domain soon. So good luck. Thank you.